I'm delighted to see such a wonderful turnout for this evening's event, the launch of I Wish I Could Tell You, the Bermuda Anthology of Children's Literature and Young Adult Fiction. Please join me in welcoming our minister, the Honorable Patrice K. Miners, JP, MP, Minister of Economy, Trade, and Industry, for welcoming remarks.
Good evening, everyone. My apologies for tardiness, for late start. I know that you were meant to start at 6 o'clock. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the launch of I Wish I Could Tell You, Bermuda Anthology of Children's Literature and Young Adult Fiction. This is the first collection of fiction ever published in Bermuda reflecting on the lives of our young people. The book was born from the Department of Community and Culture Affairs 2011 Writers in Residence program with award-winning Trinidadian author Lynn Joseph. What emerged from the workshop is an important publication that transmits information about Bermuda's culture and heritage, while simultaneously providing thoroughly engaging reading material. These stories tell about places that are recognizable to us as Bermudians. St. David's, the agricultural exhibition, the beautiful ocean, as well as experiences that all islanders share. Fishing, playing with toads, I don't think I did that. Picking loquats and juicy oranges are straight from the tree. And although fictional, the characters in these stories are also familiar. The protagonists are young people who are engaging with family struggles, trying to find their way in the world, searching for understanding, and a place in society where they feel like they belong. I am delighted that this book contains a special section from emerging teen writers. Creativity, like any talent, flourishes best when nurtured and encouraged. I'd like to add my note of encouragement to the teenage writers to keep writing, and well done on the first and what will hopefully not be the last of many publications. This book is dramatically enhanced by the striking illustrations of artists, some of whom are here tonight, who participated in last year's Charmin exhibition at Masterworks. The pairing of Bermuda's creative writers with the island's visual artists has resulted in a publication where the contents are delightfully matched by the book's aesthetic beauty. I would like to thank Lynn Joseph, our writer-in-residence and editor for this project, who extended her existence well and beyond her contractual obligations, including the contribution of a story to the collection. For this, we are eternally grateful. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our Folklife officer, Dr. Kim Desmond Robinson, for taking the lead on this project, as well as Senior Community and Culture Affairs Officer, Mrs. Heather Whalen, for her assistance and support. Special recognition must also be extended to Assistant Director of Creative Services, Ms. Jackie Aubrey, for her creativity and fine attention to detail in designing the book, as well as Mrs. Ingrid Applewaite, Instructional Team Leader at the Berkeley Institute, who worked closely with Dr. Robinson to organize the student submissions, and Mrs. Catherine Waters, Director and Curator of Special Exhibitions at Masterworks. Last but not least, I would like to congratulate the writers who employed the indefinable spark of their creative imaginations, as well as the hard work and determination required of the editing process to develop these stories and bring them to life. Without you, this book would not exist, and stories would not be told. So I thank you for joining us this evening in the launch of this book, and I invite you to enjoy I Wish I Could Tell You. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. I would like to welcome to the mic Lynn Joseph, our very hardworking editor. And I just want to say a word or two before Lynn comes up, because as the minister indicated, Lynn has gone way above and beyond the call of duty for this anthology. I cannot imagine the number of hours she spent not only on producing editorial letters for each of the writers involved, but also line edits, literally going through each story and every word and making sure that it was as close to being perfect as we could make it, right? And with the creative artists as well, pairing up some of the visual work with the stories themselves. I think there was one point we had a Skype conversation of about 2.5 hours trying to make sure that it all matched up. So I'd really like to thank Lynn for all of her hard work on this, and please welcome her.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Robinson. I just wanted to add that although I did spend all that time with editorial letters and line edits, the one thing about writers is that I always say that it takes about 20% of it's talent and 80% is hard work. And the hard work comes in with actually being able to read and agree with some of the edits, disagree, work through it, revise, because at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to. Oh my gosh. I'm 4'11". I'm trying here. Here we go. All right, so anyway, I want to thank the writers, because really, it was your hard work. It was your 20% of talent was there. It was always there from the first day of class. We had 3 weeks when we were working with doing a workshop of writers, and it was a really special time for us to be teaching the children's literature and how to write children's stories and young adult stories, actually. But at the end of the day, it comes down to being able to revise stories. You see this gem there, and you really want to just chip away at it till it's perfect, and as perfect as it could be, as Kim said. So thank you, writers, for working so hard with me and not getting too angry. And I know I heard a couple of grumblings, and she doesn't know what this means, and this is what we say in Bermuda, and that kind of thing. But it all worked out. So anyway, I just want to thank you. Caroline, it stopped. Hold on. Okay. I wish to tell you just how lucky I feel to have the opportunity to contribute to the creative force that is thriving on the island at this time. I wish to tell you how very special Bermuda and her people are to me. As a children's book author and editor of this anthology, I wish to tell you how truly indebted I am to have found a new beginning on your lovely island home. I have since moved here. It is my absolute pleasure to take this moment to extend my love to Bermuda and the writers, artists, and other amazing people who have made this island what it is. Thank you, guests, for supporting our artists, our writers, and our young people who are starting off with these amazing poems that they wrote at the spur of the moment when I was giving a little workshop at their school. So we had to include them. They were just awesome. A special thank you to my cousin Lawrence Joseph and his beautiful Caroline for coming here to celebrate with me all the way from London. Mother Universe, please send Lawrence some sunshine so that he can experience how lovely Bermuda's beaches are. He's been here 3 days and he's complaining. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Kim Dismond Robinson, who has been a creative force in making this anthology a reality, as well as a writer whose story in the anthology stands on its own dynamic footing. She wears two hats today. She's an organizer of the event, but more importantly to me, is a writer in the forefront of Bermuda's new literary generation, and we're going to hear part of her story as well. So welcome, everyone, and let's get on to what we're here for, to enjoy some of the stories. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Lynn. All right, we're going to actually begin the evening with some of the student writers. These are writers from the Barclay Institute, and while Lynn was here doing her writer-in-residence, we had a one-day workshop where there were probably about, how many, Ingrid? Maybe about 15 students in total who participated in the workshop, and the writings were so good that when we decided to do this anthology, we thought that we must include a special section with their writings. So please join me in welcoming Tashelle Bean, Wanique Crockwell, and Kaylin Cannonier.
Good evening. My name is Tashelle Bean. I'm kind of surprised to be here. This was just some workshop I went to get out of gym, and now my work is getting published in a book, and I'm just like, okay. But anyway, all right, this piece is called I Wish I Could Tell You. I wish I could tell you that things suck. I wish I could tell you that I hate it here. I've made plans to blow this place up, TNT on the roof, and some C4 in the attic. I wish I could tell you that you'll walk off epically in slow motion with me, but you can't. We're not 20 miles away, or even a million miles away. I wish I could tell you that you'll sit with me in 40 years when I've taken over the world. I wish I could tell you that you'd be in the office with me when I go to MTV headquarters and fire everyone there. I wish I could tell you that things have gotten better since we met. I wish I could tell you that I liked you back then. I wish I could, and I wish I did, but no. You'll just have to watch me take over the world and fulfill my dream that we came up with together. This piece is called The Last Time I Saw Her. The last time I saw her, my heart raced rapidly, pumping so fast it moved my chest. Your smug smile drove me to madness, and my usually unaccessed violent side decided to show itself. And instantly, my anger turned to laughter. You caused me so much stress in the past. And though I've moved on, you've stayed in the exact same place. We walked past each other, avoiding eye contact, both with our own smug smiles. And even though the smile on my face indicates a victory, I know I haven't won, because seeing you still causes a reaction in me. I hate you. I don't really hate you, but it feels good to pretend that I do. By the way, you look better with brown hair. Just saying. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Wanique Crockwell. I wish I could tell you that there is a very powerful word that sums up everything I feel inside, because lately it has been tough to show you how I feel. I wonder if you still see me as your little girl, so pure and clean, nice and sweet. If I go by your actions, I would know the truth, but it's something I do not want to believe. I wish I could tell you a very powerful word, something that sums up everything I feel inside. A word that is strong enough for you to understand, so that when I walk away, you will feel regret, and I promise you, I will not look back. The last time I saw him, I'm sorry, wrong one. The last time I saw him, I will never forget. Rocking his Reeboks, sweat glistening down his back. Me and my pennies, I stood afar, butterflies racing around my heart. I put on my shades to hide the spark in my eyes, but by the way I moved, I knew he had realized that my eye was on him, but was his on me? As he walked over, I was afraid to speak. My heart was pounding. I ran my hand through my hair, trying to look cool, but he knew it was a lie. The last time I saw him, he looked so fresh. But what can I say? Time can change that. Because when I see him now, I frown in disgust.
Evening, everyone. My name is Kaylin Cannoner. I wish I could tell you that I'm confused in this world, that I'm losing my grasp of all normal things. I wish I could tell you how I feel on a daily basis, or that my story and thoughts are played through my head before they come to mention. I wish I could tell you that it's a lie and a rush of yellow words do not reach my depths when I'm alone. That here with me, everything will be sweet and golden. I even wish you'd hear what I hear and see the images I create for self-illusion comfort. Creating footsteps for a broken path, stepping on wooden planets. I wish I could tell you just that, and you'd be there in understanding. I wish you could read this all and be like, yes, oh yes. You swallow me up from so far away. If only you knew, my words capture your thoughts and it's fake. I wish you knew the depths of my writing and the power of my thoughts. I wish I could tell you that you could too. And this one's called The Last Time I Saw Him. The last time I saw him, my heart shivered and my throat became tight. My knots filled my stomach like heavy weights. Anger and fear joined in. I wanted to hate all over again, fight, kick, but he wasn't immortal. He's below me. How could I let his presence control me? My palms became sweaty and I grabbed myself over and over again, telling myself in whispers, let it go, let it go, let it go, Kaylin.
Thank you very much. That is just a sampling of the wonderful student talent that we have represented in this book. And I'm feeling very proud of our young people tonight. All right, we have a few excerpts from the main body of the anthology, and hopefully it is enough to sort of whet your appetite. We have the books on sale at the back. Please join me in welcoming Liz Jones, reading an excerpt from Breathing Spaces.
Good evening, everybody. My story opens with a family eating breakfast on a Saturday morning. Annabelle, my little sister, is fiddling with her Barbie doll, and I'm thinking how happy I am it's Saturday at last. This September's so hot and sticky, I'm desperate to swim in the bay across the road from our house. I've been looking forward to it all week. Besides, the bay is my favourite spot in the whole of Bermuda. It's the one place where I can be alone and think my own thoughts without Annabelle bugging me. I stir my cornflakes round and round my bowl, and I imagine the soft pink sand between my toes and the cool blue of the ocean on my skin. Do you think my Barbie looks pretty? Annabelle asks. I think she looks very pretty. Charlie, do you think she looks pretty? As if I care. I shut my eyes and in my mind flop on the grassy hill overlooking the bay. I can see the mangrove trees round the shoreline. I love mangroves, especially red ones. I love the way their branches and roots all tangle up. They look like an enchanted forest. The roots in the water are scary, like giant claws, but I love their swinging prop roots. They're so amazing. I wonder why they swing like that. I wonder, but I can't tune out Annabelle's chirpy voice from my thoughts. It's like one of those pesky tree frogs that whistles in your ear at night and won't let you drift off. Charlie? Mummy, do you think my Barbie looks pretty? Mum looks up from her shopping list. Very pretty, sweetie. Then she says, Charlie, I want you to look after Annabelle today, okay? What? I drop my spoon in the cornflakes and milk shoots all over the table. Charlie, do you have to be so clumsy? She frowns at me. She's always frowning at me. Annabelle starts to wail. The milk's going on my Barbie's dress. Charlie, Mum says, for heaven's sake, clear it up. Then she says, don't worry about Barbie, Annabelle. Just lift her up and she'll be fine. Annabelle smiles, that phony smile of hers. The one people think is so bewitching, she always gets her own way. If Annabelle wants spicy fish nuggets for supper, that's what we have. If she wants to go to the aquarium on Saturday, that's where I have to take her. It doesn't matter if I want time to myself, by myself. Oh no. Mum always says, Charlie, be nice to your little sister. Annabelle wants to go to the aquarium. It's so unfair. It's always been unfair, right from when she was born. I mean, even her name. She gets called Annabelle, and I get called Charlie. How fair is that? Plus, with her dark, fluffy curls and her tiny feet, she's so cute compared to me. She's so dainty. Everybody says so. But me? I've got mousy straight hair and feet size 9, and I'm always tripping or knocking things over. Sometimes I hate Annabelle. Sometimes it would be so much better if she were, well, not dead, that would be terrible, but somehow just not here, especially today. Because if I have to look after Annabelle, there's no way I can go to the bay. Mum, I say, once I've cleared up the milk, Mum, I really want to go swimming. No, she says. Your father and I have chores to do in town. Today is the only day we can do them. Daddy, I start, though I know there's no point. Do as your mother tells you, he says, without looking up. And Charlie, Mum says, once they head out of the door, she has a real stern look on her face. Look after Annabelle properly. Be sure to keep her safe. The day's wrecked. Because quite apart from not being able to go to the bay, my main problem with looking after Annabelle is trying to keep her safe. You see, Annabelle has asthma, which means sometimes she can't breathe properly. Sometimes she wheezes so hard her breath comes out in stuttering gasps. Then we're scared she won't be able to breathe at all and we have to take her to the hospital. That's bad enough. But Mum and Dad just don't understand what happens when I'm looking after her on my own. If I won't let her do something dangerous she wants to do, like playing with matches, she starts to wheeze on purpose. Then she can't stop. And when Mum and Dad get home to find her ill, they blame me. It's not easy being 12. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liz. Thank you. I'm very pleased to welcome to the mic Keshunda Curtis, who's going to be reading excerpts from Fishing with Dad. And I believe this is Keshunda's first publication. Wonderful.
Good evening, everybody. And for those of you that want to follow, my story's on page 43. And basically, the story is about a girl's evolution as far as her self-realization, and she seems to evolve through this fishing trip with her dad. So, fishing with Dad. Mother Universe, what is love? Love is when you love and don't know why. Why do I love birds? Why do I love the sun? Why do I love Mommy? Why don't I love Daddy? Love makes life feel like a dream. Anything is possible, anything can be. I am air and the universe is waiting to breathe me. Breathe me and love me. Love is what I share. Why doesn't Dad love me is the first question that runs through my mind every time I think of him. Why doesn't he show me the highs that I deserve? Mom explains to me that it's because he's weak and that it's not him, but his weaknesses. I think it's because he doesn't know what to do. Somehow he missed the lessons on love and decided to go with what he knows, which is nothing. In so many ways, when it comes to love, he's like a baby, and I feel like the parent showing him the right way as he wanders aimlessly looking for direction. Anyway, he's supposed to take me fishing today. He's so good at everything he does, it irritates me. Of course he'll get lucky, as he usually does. Of course I'll watch in admiration as the fish are somehow captivated by his wits and charm. But deep down inside, I wish the fish were not so gracious. Why am I so gracious? What do I get out of it? Mum tells me to give love without expecting any return. I say, what happens if I run out of love? Surely I cannot wait for him to bring me some. He might not show up. In any event, I continue this facade of being the loving, giving, happy daughter for him to enjoy. Finally, the doorbell rings, and it's him. I'm drenched with kisses and compliments before I even have a chance to say hello. I try not to let his words penetrate too deeply into my psyche, as I realize that all his talk is to make up for the potholes in his personality. From the time I hop on the back of his bike, I know we are in for an adventure in addition to the fishing. With each car that passes by, I risk falling off the back when I stubbornly let go of his waist to grab the rusted basket on back. After alternating my grip from front to back nervously for what feels like hours, we arrive at the gas station on North Shore Road. Please let him have enough gas money, I plead to myself. I can practically smell my anxiety. Luckily, I've caught him on one of his good days. We make it out of the gas station without getting arrested, and he even buys me one of those Red Bull drinks I've been begging Mum for. I'm already plotting how to destroy the evidence before I get home. Mum tells me that if I keep up with all that high-energy sugar, I'll be a nervous wreck like him. I think I already am, so what's one drink? Back on the bike, I bite my lip and decide to hang onto him tightly with my eyes squeezed shut to save myself the trauma of seeing someone I know. After my millionth deep breath, the bike makes that familiar jolt to the right and my butt slides leftward across the seat. We start to shake vigorously as we wobble over that same narrow road. I can feel us approaching the last leg of this all too familiar roller coaster-like track. There is a brief pause before the brakes tighten and we descend towards a smell of dried fish guts and scales. Feeling my stomach inching out of my throat, the bike engine abruptly cuts out halfway down the road with a loud crack. I peel one eye open to see Mr. Bean at the dock waiting for us. Finally, I can get off this thing and relax. Mr. Bean is a real dad. He's always on time, waiting for us with the boat engine already warm and the lines already rigged. We roll the bike onto the dock and I jump off so fast that I burn the side of my leg on the muffler. I swear this only happens when I'm with him. Before long, the cool, clean ocean breeze slicks my hair back and my freedom bells ring. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. I need this release from Bermuda's tightly tangled society. No offense to you, Mother Earth, but at times I feel like I'm drowning on land. There's so much pressure to conform to what is right that many times I feel as if nothing I do is right enough. The world at sea is a complete contradiction. An endless mass of blue, infused with spirits of nature, this magical emulsion goes on and on forever, and I feel as though I can go with it, no strings attached. Mr. Bean has taught me line of sight, and I can see the tip of dockyard starting to line up with Commissioner's House as we potter out into the sea. We're almost near my favorite fishing spot, just southwest of the island. I just love the ocean.